to be heard and mistake. Not the victim to her ever-changing fate. My life is bloody, folded to her arms again. I consider ways to make her pay. So tonight, these days take care of.
What is up? We are back. Bangin Beers, episode 147. How we doing today, guys?
Ooh, good. Long weekend. A lot of drinking this weekend.
Lots of booze. So yesterday we were at the Little Brown Barrel in Minersville. We sat down with Scott, who rep from North Country Brewing Company. He hooked us up with some awesome beers, tried some really cool stuff. So keep an eye out over the next few days. We'll have that up some point. I'm not sure what the schedule looks like.
Yeah,
clue you in on that.
I'm gonna try to hit it for Wednesday. Try to put it out for Wednesday night.
Sweet, but yeah, we sat down, had a great time. Some awesome beers with him. So keep an eye out for that. Go support. We can find North Country here at the Craft House. I think all the local distributors carry it, but go check that episode when it drops. Obviously, we'll be sharing all over the place. But today we are on round 3 of our New Trail adventure, thanks to Bob. So
last and final round.
Yeah, this is the final round.
Treehouse.
What did I say?
New Trail.
Did I say New Trail? Shit. Nah, Treehouse.
All right, edit that out.
Beep. Sorry.
All right.
I don't know how
the,
there was just
where's the mute switch? I'll read.
We got one testing mute switch out now. So,
So yes, I'm sorry. Treehouse today is our third and final round of Treehouse. So we're gonna go through these today. We're gonna talk about some road trip on our Rosa. We got our first show beer though we have today. So you want to tell us about this one, Bob?
This one was from a couple road trip on Rosa episodes ago.
Jesus Christ!
I had it at the brewery. I thought it was unique, so I got a crowler.
what is happening right now?
Just for the show. So we are drinking one called the Dude, DEWD Abides. This is a Berliner Weiss sour that is based on Mountain Dew syrup. It is from our friends at the Big Bottom Brewery of Dillsburg, PA. And it comes in at a 4.2 ABV. It has been checked in a whopping 57 times. I have one friend check in, which is Rosa. And the write-up is short and to the point. Sour beer with lactose and Mountain Dew syrup. The flavor profile is sweet, citrusy, subtle, sour, and spring. And you're either going to think this is amazing or you're going to fucking hate it.
The flavor profile is Mountain Dew. It's Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's unbelievable. That's crazy. Like, I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't taste like a beer at all.
No.
It tastes like Mountain Dew. And I love Mountain Dew.
Uncarbonate Mountain Dew.
It's slightly carbonated. It's
almost,
like you let it sit in the bottle for a little bit, and
it's like if Mountain Dew had like a cider almost. It almost drinks like a cider a little bit.
It's good, though.
There's no carbonation. There's no but it tastes like a Mountain Dew juice. Like, it's really good.
I almost want to say it's almost like a Mountain Dew Gatorade.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Well, that's kind of how the Blue Moisty at Pilgrim is. It's like it's drinking like a Blue Huggy had a baby with the Gatorade. It's really, really good, and it's like a 5.5. So that's a sneaky one. But yeah, that's really good, Bob. It's a good show beer. So
let's segue that right into Road Trip with Rosa. Where you been at this week, Bob?
Last road tripping with Rosa was on Friday. We had to take a friend that doesn't have a car down to York. And when we got done there, unfortunately, the first place we went to wasn't open. Psychological warfare. It actually ended up being a bar and a bowling alley.
Oh, really?
And the bowling alley opens at 9. The bar opens at 4.
Oh, that's rough.
So actually, I have to look back to see where we went first.
While you're pulling up, Last Beer is hanging out with us in the chat as well as Harley, which is coming up on her birthday. So happy early birthday, Harley.
Happy birthday.
She's a fan at PPW. She's
nice.
Super cool. Also, Last Beer was hanging out with us. I was hanging out with the Craft Beer Pours live virtual bar on YouTube again nice. On I think Friday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, one of those nights. It all kind of blends together, but really, really cool people. It's a really cool thing. We tried it last night, but we tried it like unannounced and it didn't really go anywhere. But we're gonna try doing like a live bar, like for people to hang out, and you can just not even be at the podcast table. We can just do it virtually. Maybe we'll try that like Fridays or Saturday nights, like randomly, and anyone's open to join and hang out. But they're a cool group, man. So go check out the CBP on YouTube, or if you're in here, Last Beer, put your page up as well as It'll still pick it up. You don't have to go right on top of it. I was like, holy cow, like blew my ears out. But the put your page up as well as the Craft Beer Pours page. They're really cool people. I have to add them to the pages below. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. But yeah, go support them. They're really cool people. While we're pouring our first beer here, I want to say thank you to our Patreon subscribers. So we have a few tiers. We have $1 up to $25. Each one is kind of named after a different show. Anyone who donates over $10 is in the eligible running for a t-shirt giveaway each month. You can pick your own favorite t-shirt from our merch pages and we'll send it to you. So I want to thank Bridget, Nima Reicher. Until I get comfortable with that, I'm going to be terrible. Andrew Hare, Greg Reese, Heidi Blackwell, Ryan Galato from the Fueled by Hops podcast, Kelly from Crystal Mountain Healing, Tommy Borzerath, Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop, Brad Zalonis, Hyros Weather Words, and Jay Horror. And some of the names you heard in there are from part of the network. They're not eligible for any giveaways. And then we have another giveaway coming up. We're going on right now. Anyone who donates any tier, $1, $5, $1 billion, whatever you want to do, you are in the running for a Yeti customized Banging Beers podcast koozie, or Colster. Don't want to get heat from header. But it's really, really nice. We're going to fill it with some stickers for you, and we'll send that to you. Whoever wins, we'll announce that giveaway at the end of February. So there's a lot of cool people
time to join, even at the $1 level. So yeah, you could, all you guys on the Patreon, they help us. We're not, that helps us keep the lights on. It costs money to stream stuff and do stuff on the podcast.
Yeah, to use the service we're using, StreamYard, costs money. We're getting cool things like mute switches, so when we can, so we're not chewing into the microphone in other shows or anything like that. It's cool to have that quick if you have to cough or whatever. So we're moving up in the world. We have fancy buttons.
Technology.
Soon we'll have all of us have our own little button.
All of us will have our own little button.
Push our own little button. And then
or we can push each other's button.
We could push each other's
do that
already. Yeah. Also, it helps. We use like editing software and video editing software, like so that covers that cost too. Or sometimes we take the money, we've put it all together, and we get a bunch of stickers and we give them out to people at locations. So that's kind of where your money goes and helps us with equipment, funding, anything like that. So anything you could donate, or if you want to do the Patreon, or if you buy merchandise, that's where your hard-earned money goes, and we appreciate anyone who's willing to do that for us.
Hell yeah.
Also, I was live on Fueled by Hops podcast, Unfueled, I believe it's called. They're another cool page. I got to hang out there. Got to meet a lot of really, really cool people. That might be where Last Beer is from also. I'm not sure. I met so many people this week. My head scrambled egg brain. But yeah, so two cool live things you can go check out. Fueled by Hops podcast, as well as the Craft Beers Pour. So go support them and all their people who support them as well. There's a lot of cool people there.
Sweet. All right, Bob.
All right, so our first stop of the day ended up being Tattered Flag.
Okay.
Real quick, in the chat, are the Bangin Beers podcast Yetis available to buy? Unfortunately,
this is a one of a kind.
Yeah, it's a one of a kind thing that we're doing. I believe Andy got it done custom.
Yeah, I got there was a laser engraving place at where we stayed at the beach over the summer, and so we grabbed one for the show, and we're looking to give it.
Everybody on the show wants one. So this is a one of a kind item that we're doing. So whoever gets it, you are the king ding-a-ling. Yeah. So unfortunately, but we do have pint glasses. There are tumbler glasses as well as wine tumbler glasses, bottles. There's the different things you can take with you. Unfortunately, no can coasters yet or koozies like that for Bangin Beers podcast. Hopefully, in the future, you detect shenanigans. We all want it, man. Even the table wants it. We're gonna give it away to a fan. But no,
100%. I swear, this is the only one that exists.
It's a one of one. Yeah.
Unless the dudes at the shop saved our thing, like, oh, that's cool, I'll keep it.
Yeah.
And then there might be some mystery ones out there.
Yeah, okay. There's a shop just scalping Bangin Beers coasters. Maybe we could find the place. Do they do like online?
I think they do actually.
Maybe we could find it and we could say, hey, you can just go buy your own if you really want one.
Man.
And we'll allow them to use the logo.
We'll write that. We'll take a look and see if there's anywhere that we can do that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you for the checking out though. All right,
Bob. So Tattered Flag, the one in Elizabethtown or Middletown, one of those.
Yeah, Hummelstown, actually, I think it is.
Is it Hummelstown? I was all that whole area blends together on me.
But so we did a flight and a full pour there. Some people may not know it, but they also have a distillery on site. Sampled a couple liquors. I took a couple bottles of their bourbon home with me.
Nice.
Regular bourbon and a peach infused one. We left there. We went to Lancaster Brewing. And then we ended up eating lunch there. That was pretty good. Then we went to the Fridge. Another They must have 300, 400 different kinds of beer, like cans and bottles in the cooler.
Oh, nice.
And they have at least a dozen taps. They make all kinds of crazy specialty pizzas and stuff. I really wanted to eat there, but no one else in the group could wait that long. But we left there, and we went to. Actually, I'm not going to say the name of the place that we went to next. We ran.
Tell the story though. Tell how fucking crazy this is.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Rosa and one of her friends that travel with us occasionally on road tripping are from the Dominican Republic.
High five for interracial relationships, my guy.
But so we went into this we went into this bar, and everything was fine. I had actually already ordered my first beer, and the bartender heard Rosa's friend speaking Spanish and made a stink face and then asked for IDs.
Yikes.
And every ID that she provided was because she did have to end up provide more than one, and she pretended that every one of them was invalid and she couldn't accept it. Again, my money spends elsewhere.
Did they take your beer away from you?
I never even touched it.
Oh man.
What a shithead place. You have to tell us.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. You have to tell us the name of it after.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna say it on the air,
mean,
but yeah, so
Kind of should.
So we left there, and while we were on the way, what was going to be the next destination?
So fuck that bar.
Oh yeah, we stopped at a place called Hildy's Tavern. I added a couple chapters to the King of Ying saga there, and that's where we called it a day and decided to head back home.
Like, so I haven't been to Lancaster in a long time, and they're one of like the OG Pennsylvania breweries. Did they get anything new? They got anything fun going on? The food was always really good.
The food was great. It was the first time I was actually ever there.
The one in Harrisburg there.
It was the original one in Lancaster.
Oh, the one in Lancaster. Okay.
And we got there right at like the end of what must have been the local work time lunch crowd. It was pretty packed when we got in there, and we were there maybe 10 minutes, and like half the crowd thinned out. Everybody run back to work.
Yeah,
because it was a work day. It was Friday. But nice building. Didn't have any problems with the staff. The beer was good. The food was good. Nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't want to get too much into our episode on Saturday, but it is coming out. So that was kind of our Saturday. Then afterwards, we went and celebrated the half year birthday of Pilgaroo. Some new beers on tap there. Don't Call Me Bob.
Yep.
Blue Moisty was one that was, I mean, it's not new, but it was new to us.
New to you.
Yeah, there was a few new ones I tried to try. Not a stout guy with 2 stouts I really, really enjoyed there. I don't know if I could do full pours because I'm still not at that level yet, but ouch, my fingers hurt. Is that what it's called? Or my fingers hurt?
My fingers hurt. Chocolate chip cookie, though, because that's going to be a series of low ABV stouts.
Nice.
So it's like 5%.
Yeah.
The first one was an oatmeal cookie one, and then now this one's a chocolate chip cookie, though.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all going to be cookie inspired.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sissy Milk, I got to try for the first time. Really, really good.
Rocks.
Yeah, it's amazing. The Don't Call Me Bob was good. I still think the Ceiling.
Yeah,
I forget the name.
Yeah, maybe You're in the Ceiling.
Maybe You're in the Ceiling and the 1925 Champs are probably my 2 favorite beers.
1925 Champ was really good. That's what we had over at Little Brown Barrel.
It's so strong too.
Yeah.
It's so strong. It's like a 7.2 or something.
So we got quite the lineup here today. So we're gonna dive into our first one. Here is Trail Nelson from I keep it discussing New Trail again. It's been my brain from yesterday. Treehouse. This is an oak conditioned German pills with Nelson Sauvin hops. What we got there, Bob? So this is a series, by the way. They have several different ones. I had the Trail Simcoe on side pull tap at the brewery and was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I had Trail Nelson from the Treehouse Brewing Company of Charlton, Massachusetts. It's classified as a German Pilsner. It comes in at 5.1% on the ABVs. It has been checked in 796 times. It averages a 4.03. I have 5 friend check-ins where it averages a 3.85. The description is, following primary fermentation, this carefully managed batch of Trail received a judicious dose of Nelson Sauvin hops, a unique variety of hop developed and grown in New Zealand. This treatment elevates the flavor profile, presenting with notes of grassy citrus, crisp white wine, and dank berries atop a zippy and completely crushable base beer. Refined and dutifully executed, Trail Nelson is certain to quench your thirst. And the flavor profile is listed as clean, light, bright, bread, and full.
Yeah, I want to say this right now. It's a very good beer, and it's ranked really high. But this, I guarantee, if any other brewery that's not New Trail makes this style beer,
You did it now.
You did it.
did I say I'm sorry, Treehouse makes any style of the beer. Like, if any other brewery besides Treehouse makes this beer, it doesn't get a high ranking. Because this is not a hazy. This is not like it's like a pilsner. You know what I mean? Like at least it drinks like one. Is that what what is it? Yeah, German Pils. Yeah,
German Pils.
Every other brewery gets shit on for making this, and it would be like a 2.5, even though it's a really, really good beer. It's delicious. But I also want to thank Brett. He put up or shut up. He said he wants in that competition. So brand new to the Patreon.
All right.
Brett Briscoe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Bitsco. I hope I say your name. I'm terrible at last names. Brett, but Brett from the cake stand in Monty City. Go support those. Brett Cake Stand. Yeah, donated $1 to the podcast, but thank you for joining the Patreon. It means a lot to us. So that's up to 12. Holy Hannah, we were at like 2 for like ever, and now we're at 12. We set like honestly behind closed doors. We set goals this year for the podcast. Like each of us are kind of taking the helm of and this is for all 5 shows, but we're all taking like Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and we're like, let's try our like how many audio listeners we get, how many people watch on Facebook, how many people watch on Twitter, all that. We're making goals, and we're saying this is our end of the year goal, or our 6-month goal, or our 3-month goal. And one of our goals is the Patreon was, I forget the exact number, but we're getting there, man. Yeah. And it's really cool. Like the support you guys have been giving us is unbelievable. It was super terrifying to separate all the YouTube pages and get away from one and just go to a brand new one and start over. But like the support has been fantastic. And thank you guys also so much for the sharing on social media, telling people that we exist means the world to us.
And also more people are using the community page too.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot more people are posting up what they.
Yeah, we're getting more of an uptick in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, my bad. Just say squared. Brett squared. All right, that's what we're gonna put. Sorry, I just read what's on the Patreon. But Brett squared, we'll keep that from now on. Brett squared.
Brett squared.
Yeah. But yeah. So thank you guys. That means a lot.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. And we're gonna find out other cool, fun giveaways to do with the Patreon as well too. So this is just the start of it. So as we stumble upon, like this came about because we were this came out because of Andy Hedder's Yeti obsession. And when we were at the beach, the shop that does them, I think between him and whoever else that went, they got like 6 Yetis.
They were not cheap.
Weekend. No, but
they were not cheap.
So I ended up getting, I got a 16-ounce one with the Phoenix Squad from Star Wars Rebels logo on it. And then I got a 12-ounce one with the Boba Fett Mythosaur on it. So, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a Bang of Beers one. We're going to give that fucker away.
Yeah.
So got that. And then, you know, we're going to find more cool things that we stumble on that for your giveaways is, you know, obviously you really help us out with the Patreon, but you know, there's some fun stuff that you'll be able to win and other kind of cool things there as well. So,
yeah. In the chat, Last Beer says, have you guys ever had any other half? We have. Other half has been featured quite heavily on the show in the past. We haven't had it in a while because the person who would get it for us on the podcast is no longer with us, but we've had them a lot.
He's not dead.
Yeah, he's not dead. He's just not on the show anymore. But I've checked in. I probably had more than I've checked in because there was a little bit there on Untapped where I wasn't doing it, but I only really check in when I'm on the show. But I've had personally 26 different beers checked in from Other Half. The most recent ones I've had were the Jenny Cream Ale collaboration with Genesee. The level 3 Broccoli King versus like that whole series, the level 3, the level 4, the level 5, Return to Broccoli Island, Grin City All Stars. I've had all those beers.
Well, now too, with them opening up the tap room in Philly, we'll probably be able to get them on the show a little bit more.
Yeah.
More distro. I actually brought one that's a collab between Other Half and Burley Oak.
Oh, nice.
They make great stuff that we have in bottle shops by me. That's awesome, man. Yeah, maybe we could work something out and we can travel to each other and trade beers.
Burley Oak rocks too.
Oh yeah. There's another one too. They're so known for like their dreams and stuff, but they're regular ones.
Yeah, because we have them at the craft house.
Yeah, and then
Burley Oak, we got Dewey.
And I'll do it such good stuff too.
Mortalis in.
Oh, nice.
Now, so.
But yeah, as Tony was saying, we kind of touched on this yesterday on the show, too. That and breweries and PAs saying this year is going to be the year of the lager. So
yes, they actually had the an article that I was going to talk about.
Well,
So
we'll bring that up in
we can subway
Billy news. But like I said yesterday, I touched on this yesterday on the show about Treehouse, that everyone talks about their IPAs. No one talks about their Pilsners, and that's the best beer I had when I was there. So,
all right,
what we got, Billy?
Billy's going to read the news. I'm going to crack this next one and start passing it around.
So, Brewers in PA on the 19th posted lagered in PA. These Pennsylvania breweries are known for them. So, there's two categories. There's the classics, so like a classic style lager.
Mm-hmm.
So they got Berwick Brewing, Neshaminy Creek, which they actually went through a rebranding, and they are coming out this month with a variety pack, a 12-pack variety pack.
Awesome.
If it comes through, grab it.
I will.
We'll do that on the show.
That is what I want. Like, and New Trail's coming out with the variety pack.
Any variety packs that come through, snatch them up. We'll do them on the show. I think that's the easiest way for us
the
to try
variety pack episode.
Yeah, plus, and like I said about that yesterday too, like I'm glad that's starting to make a comeback. It looks, because that was always my favorite way to buy beer. Like you go buy a variety pack because you didn't know what it was, get a bunch of awesome stuff to try out, and then
Brett at the cake stand, he's been doing. They don't come in this way, but I think he makes them for people. The variety packs for Adroit Theory. So if you want to try different Adroit Theories, you can get them at the cake stand. I believe they were doing varieties, but we just cracked 2 of them open that sat in our fridge for a couple months. They're a little older, on the older side, and they were still fantastic. They were so good. I had them just this week, so they aged amazingly. But in the chat real quick, I got a beer. I got a Durker Burley Oak collab Dream Chunk Yogurt Parfait Sour.
We have that at the craft house.
Yeah.
Drecker.
Drecker. Sorry. I'm terrible. I apologize. It's been a long week. Yeah. Is it good? Have you guys tried it?
I didn't try it yet.
Yeah.
I didn't pick it up yet.
those oatmeal ones get a little too much for me sometimes, but I'd give it a
like a whole 4-pack. Yeah. Like I would pick up a whole 4-pack and just give each of us 1 can.
That's normally what I do.
That
I just give away beers. Yeah.
It's like those the Brekkie bowls from Fourscore. I'm like,
well, they just didn't Fourscore do a collab with them?
I think they with Burley Oak.
Yeah,
I think they did too. Yeah, that's kind of one of the ones I think they kind of bounce into and out of.
Like a Jamba Dream or something.
Nice. But yeah, if you're the logger, I'm all about it. Like anyone who's watched the show, knows our favorite, like how much we love loggers and stuff too. So loggers and pilsners. What do we crack here, Bob? While Billy looks through his other news stuff.
Again from Treehouse Brewing of Charlton, Massachusetts. This one's called September Sun. It's a double IPA coming in at 8.3%. September Sun is a Treehouse double IPA made with Eldorado, Mandarina, Bavaria, Citra, and Motica hops. Fermented with our highly distinctive house yeast, it carries notes of Yubari melon, overripe papaya, orange flesh, and pineapple. While complex and intense, it is beautifully balanced and a pleasure to drink all the way through the glass. We trust you'll enjoy it as much as we do. For Lauren. As in it's dedicated to someone named Lauren. And the flavor profile is listed as citrusy, melon, clean, hoppy, and mouthfeel.
This is another one does not drink like a...
Yeah, that 8.3 is invisible.
Yeah.
I get a lot of melon notes on this one. Like there's a lot of like a honeydew type deal.
Mm-hmm. Last beer in the chat says, do you guys like imprint beers?
Oh, we've had a bunch of imprint beers.
We've had a ton of imprint on the show.
Yeah.
They're fun, but once again, those
smoothies get a little out of hand sometimes, but they're fun beers.
We actually talk about that on the show that we're gonna be doing. It's gonna come out that we recorded yesterday. They're fun, but sometimes when you need instructions on how to rotate a can or spin it or rotate it, and then we didn't know the first couple times, so we had rainbow shots.
Yeah, that was fun with some of those fruited sours at the sediment. Then you don't really realize it, and then Billy has a Pilsner, and now I have the bottom of my garbage disposal.
Yeah. They're fun beers. I personally think the beer community needs to find a new name for those style of beers.
That's what I was saying since the beginning. They're not
sours. They're not beer.
No.
It's like drinking a smoothie. You know what I mean? It needs its own category. It needs its own thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just
hit the switch. Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. It came in handy.
We spend all this money and you still turn away.
I'm like,
Billy bought that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
But no, the imprint stuff, honestly, I don't know. Have we had anything besides the Smoogies? I don't know.
No, we've had different imprints.
Do we have some?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Because
Maybe that was when I was actually using my Untapped a lot. Let me go
Yeah.
refresh my memory here.
I store all my heavily fruited sours upside down my fridge. That's a pro
That's
move.
a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's what we're just. Who was that? One of you guys, or was that
Bill.
Scott?
Bill
About
said something about
putting the
someone to
label
put the
upside
label
down.
on.
Yeah,
upside down.
I remembered the cidery. It was down east,
And
out of Massachusetts, but they put the label on upside down, so you had to turn
when you read
it. So you had to turn it to read it, and then when you turned it back upright, then it was good to drink.
yeah,
I like that idea.
it's a great. Yeah, that's a pro move too. What do we think of this here?
It's another
I
it's
like it.
another fantastic beer. I mean,
Doesn't drink like an 8.3.
no, it's
No.
definitely hidden.
Super smooth. Like Andy said, there's a lot of melon up front. Nice moderate hops bitter in the background. Nothing bad to say about it.
All right, let's read that news that you've been trying to get out this whole
Okay.
time.
Well, I have 2 rounds, so I can either continue on with the
Bring us the news.
with the
Billy.
lager list, or I can pop 2. I have an IPA.
Yeah,
thing, too.
we'll sneak back
We'll
to you
sneak
around the table again.
So the others are Penn Brewery, Sly Fox, Trogs for the lagers.
Sly Fox makes I believe a really good pilsner if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah,
But
they have a
it-
good Pilsner and a good Helles lager too.
I've apparently had 20 beers from Imprint that I've checked in. Literally, the first one I checked in on. The first one on the list is a Pilsner. So I guess I have had other beers from Imprint.
Then there's newcomers, so newer breweries that are doing well with lagers. So Burgers Brewing. I don't think they list where they're out of. They're out of Pittsburgh. They have a lager called 1890. Forest and Maine. I believe they're also Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
That's a cool scene, man. We got to get out there this summer.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is a cool town too.
Human Robot.
Maybe just
I need to get the Human Robot.
we
I
all
heard
just book a hotel room
such-
somewhere in Pittsburgh and,
Yeah, or like an Airbnb or something.
and
Yeah.
go around the city for a
Yeah.
weekend.
I hear so much good stuff about Human Robot, but I haven't had a chance to get down there yet, and everything looks fantastic.
Last beer says you guys are making me want to crack a beer. Well, crack one
Well,
open, my
dude,
guy.
It's Sunday Fun Day, my
Hang
friend.
out with us on a Sunday Fun Day. Seven people watching. Let us know if you're here. Hit that like button. We want to thank Iris for two Iris. That's what the Facebook name is. That's your people, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So she hit like. So follow suit, people. Hit that like button if you're watching. If you are on Facebook, like the like and share helps us out. YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, and tell people about us. It helps. Thank you guys.
Also, old Thunder's on there too. They're another Pittsburgh, like Western PA
Yeah,
brewery.
there's a lot of really good stuff out there in Pittsburgh.
Then Poor Man's is on here. Stick City, the Triple Bottom. They're down in Philly. Von C Brewing.
That's another one too. I always hear great things about.
Yeah,
I've had some of their beers, but I haven't actually been able to get to the place yet.
Fallen Palm Pack Brewing is on there, and obviously Warwick Farms.
Nice.
Wolf.
That's
is
another
on-
place we got to get to. Warwick.
Yeah.
Once this weather breaks, we got to start doing stuff on Saturdays. Like that was fun this Saturday going out and hanging out.
dude.
Yeah.
It's just hard because I have so many wrestling shows on Saturdays.
Yeah.
It's hard to get away.
And then the last one on the list is actually Wolf.
That's another one that I haven't. gotten.
Yeah, they had a really nice Pilsner when I was there the other week.
Nice.
Uh-oh. I know we're good.
We're frozen.
A little bit icy in there.
Oh, got some beer slush.
I got to pull them out sooner from the back.
I was gonna say something too. I was gonna be like, "Yo, you might want to get those beers out now, just in case they're frozen."
Have we had any Great Notion beers? I believe we have, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think I brought
Let me leave that up for more people to read.
1 or 2 of them. I think. I don't remember.
We drink. We're on
It's
147 episodes. We've had and the earlier stages of this podcast, we used to drink like 13 in one episode. So we've had a lot of
and
beers.
record 2 episodes.
And so sometimes we record an episode, turn the cameras off, record a second episode, and then put that one out later. So we've had a lot of different beers.
Great Notion.
Well, I think to be fair, yesterday we probably had like 14
I've never had
technically.
Great Notion. Well, I've never had Great Notion that I've.
Just on the podcast, on camera, we had
9. Well, 9, then plus counting the mixes we made.
Oh yeah, we cuvee a couple.
Yeah, dude.
I have
Dude,
how
Rish
many have
really
I
dug
checked in?
those,
2. I have 2 from Great Notion. I had Baby Blue and I had Sticky Bun. That's the only 2 I checked in.
Rich really dug the bananas Foster and the strawberry.
They were
vanilla
good.
ones,
They
yeah.
were really good. That strawberry one was fantastic. Double Stack is a great one from them. We'll
We'll
have to
keep an
look
eye
for
out
it.
for them.
Yeah.
There's some slush for you.
All right.
We're you're last beer. You're from Philly, right? If I remember, we hung out on the Untapped chat room. I was in 2 different chats this week, and I had a lot of beers yesterday, so I'm kind of like foggy. I'm just trying to remember exactly where we talked, but I believe you were the guy in the upper corner, like upper middle in the chat. What happened?
There we go.
Oh, there you go. Dude,
Yeah, there's
broke
like a
the
plug.
cap.
I got past the ice plug.
Yeah. Yeah, but I believe you're the Philly guy who had a lot of cool beers. All right, what do we have here?
We really appreciate you hanging out with us.
No,
too,
the more you talk, we'll put you in the chat and keep you up there. The more, and the people watch
if we
back.
ever want to, we can set some remote business up, have you join us and talk.
Yeah, we want to start doing that soon too. We have people remotely join us. We were supposed to have a guest today, but unfortunately they were unable to make it, so we had to reschedule. So we do have we'd like to have guests on the show, and if anyone wants to join us, obviously we can't probably drink the same beers every time, but we can just hang out and talk.
Yeah, just hang out, chill, tell us about what you're doing, all that fun stuff.
All right, so this one is called Fields of Gold, again from Treehouse Brewing of Charlton, Massachusetts. This one is classified as an American Pale Ale, and it comes in at 5.4% ABV. It has been checked in 1,000 times, where it averages a 4.08. I have 7 friend check-ins where it averages a 4.21.
So what I get from my slushy is that it's really good, but I think I'm gonna let it sit for a little and warm up a bit. I'm gonna go put it in the microwave.
Fields of Gold is a juicy, flavorful, and intently crafted American Pale Ale brewed with Nelson and Motica hops. Using the little machine base, it easily absorbs a heft dry hop with plenty of residual body and sweetness to create an enjoyable balance. It carries flavor of Sauvignon Blanc, lemon lime, and orange juice. Fields of Gold is made with the spirit of love in mind. It begs to be shared with people you care about in the little moments that make life so precious. Enjoy. And the flavor profile is listed as light, hoppy, citrusy, floral, and dank.
Yeah, I think it's a little too cold. A lot of flavor. I feel like there's a lot of flavor there, but it's too cold for it to come
I'm
out.
gonna let this sit, especially mine is literally ice.
Andy's is gonna sink the Titanic.
Yeah, I got some icebergs.
I get a little bit of the floral on it, but I definitely see there's a lot more flavor there. But it's almost frozen.
I'm gonna let that one.
That's
sit
on
a
me.
little bit.
That's on me. Chat.
Way to go, Tony.
Yeah, Brett in the chat says Fields of Gold. Is this your first Sting inspired beer? It might be. I think we need more Sting inspired beers. We need all forms of Sting beers inspired.
Like Sting the singer or Sting the wrestler?
We need both.
Or Sting the sword that turns blue when orcs come near you.
I'm not really
All
into
of
that
them.
one as much.
All of them.
But I just want to say, first wrestling reference out of the way.
What if it's Sting the singer with 90s Sting face paint holding Sting the sword that's blue because there's orcs are near?
I love that a lot.
So we'll make that a t-shirt.
And there's a microphone on the hilt.
Yeah.
Is someone who is artistically talented like that.
Do you remember
make that shirt for me?
Do you remember the Wrestling Buddy commercials for WCW or the action figure commercials for WCW?
No.
Where the kid like there's a knock at the door and the kid opens it. And
Sting beats the shit out of
Sting
him.
just kicks the shit out of an 8-year-old in his living
I do
room.
remember that one now. It was so good.
He's like, Stinger. He goes, you want to fight? He's like, yeah. He's like, bow. He's like beating him. He drags him across the top of the fireplace.
Yeah, dude. I remember
Sting
that.
just
It's
kicks the
fucking
shit,
funny.
and his parents are cheering Sting on. Like, imagine the trauma. Like Sting came to my house and just
beat the shit out of me.
and my parents cheered. That kid's in therapy forever.
Oh man. All right. So we're gonna revisit, I think, this one in a little bit here.
Yeah, let's crack the next one. And if you want to read your IPA
you got
news,
you got
It's
we
less
might have another. We
IPA.
might have another Frozy here.
It's less IPA news and more. They posted the best Pennsylvania IPAs for beginners, according to PA brewers and owners.
The best IPAs by brewers and owners.
Well, for beginners, so for people that are just wanting to get into IPAs or to start, like ones that brewers and owners are picking for people to.
I'm very interested.
So I thought it would be fun to go through the list, but us also
guess.
name ones that we think.
Okay.
Or name ones that we think are approachable. Like one that if someone's like, oh, I want to like begin to get into IPAs, like what would you pick out for them? And say, oh, here, we'll try this one.
Yeah.
It's
for me,
approachable.
Evergreen. I'm going Evergreen. it's tough to not say New Trail, but I'm gonna go Evergreen as number 1 with New Trail. Yeah, it's a little bit of icy there. With New Trail as a close number 2. I just really like the style of New Trail. I'm sorry, of Evergreen. So that would be my number 1 pick if I were to take somebody and have them try like an IPA.
So we're talking starter IPAs.
Yeah. That'd be my pick.
You know, for a long time, I did not like IPAs, and the first 2 I had that I could honestly say enjoyed was the Dogfish Head 60-minute, and
you were gonna start them off hard. You went to like take their pants off in like an hour.
And it was the first one I had that I actually enjoyed.
Yeah,
and the Bell's Two Hearted Ale.
Bell's
another one that I enjoyed right off the bat.
Bell's are one of my favorites. Favorite readily availables.
Ronnie, he's from the Craft Beers Pours page, hanging out. Says, "Cheers, bros. Treehouse got some banging beers."
Oh yeah,
love it, man.
Thanks for hanging out, my friend. Well, yeah, who starter? Definitely, probably. I'm gonna say New Trail.
Vale Brewing in Richmond did a Ric Flair beer called the Nature Boy.
Nice.
I fucking need that in my life. And it says need to make a visit back up to Pizza Boy. Actually, we just did a Pizza Boy episode maybe 3 or 4 episodes ago.
Yeah, we got. I grabbed a variety down there,
and we do have a collaboration coming on the show probably next week, which is going to be a Pizza Boy and Rorick Farms collaboration.
Yeah, Pilsner.
Yeah,
but yeah, Pizza Boy's a great. That's actually probably another.
It was a Sprite commercial that Sting beat up the kid.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he cracked the Sprite to rehydrate himself after killing a kid. Good call, Brad.
Oh man, starter IPAs though. See, because the West Coast were my first introduction, and I didn't love them at first.
Well, some of them when I was reading through, some were picking both West Coast, a West Coast one, and a West Coast style and a New England style, whether it be a specific beer or just a brewery in general. Too,
you can't go wrong with Trogs too. They make good introductions.
Perpetual, I think, would be a good introduction because Bob mentioned Dogfish Head 60-minute. And that's a classic IPA. So
in the chat, if you were to take someone for their first ever IPA, what brewery would you pick? Now, this article is going to say PA brewery, so if you're not PA, it's going to be kind of hard for you to pick. But
we'll take suggestions.
We're going to go local. Go back to Stoker's in Tamaqua and get the Fanciful Dream IPA.
You know what's crazy? So far, I don't go out very often because I'm doing so much. But every single time I get into a craft beer talk, people said every single time I talk to somebody, you know what's a hidden gem in the craft beer world in Pennsylvania, and they say Stoker's. They Stoker's and Revere. They said Revere's what we had on the page. The vanilla porter, the Gold Digger. They said that's one of the best beers they've ever had ever. That Tamaqua brewery scene is a hidden gem, and not many people know about it.
Yeah, they're ones that I take for granted because I always forget. I know they're there, and then every time I try to stop by or something, they're either closed or it's we have other things going on.
Yeah,
but Rich and I went to Stoker's, I guess 2 years ago. I think it was right before the fall, right before COVID hit. And they had some guy, they have a bunch of yard games in their beer garden out back. And the place is an old laundromat, so it's a cool building.
Mm-hmm.
But every beer they had was fantastic. They had a barbecue food truck, was really good. But there's this dude out back. So they cornhole and all those yard games, the big Jenga and all that stuff. But there was a dude there playing 1900s coal folk songs.
Oh, really? Yeah. I know. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a bunch of old mining folk songs and stuff from the early 1900s was playing that by. It was really cool.
Brett in chat says Trogs Perpetual Ale, a great gateway IPA. Yeah, we definitely agree with that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So let's get a little bit into this list. Let's see what we got
on the list. All right. So first up is Wade Leedy, co-owner of Fourscore. He says Trogs Perpetual for an old school, somewhat maltier IPA. And Tired Hands Alien Church for a good introduction to New England style IPAs.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Alien Church is fantastic.
James McGowan, head brewer at Great Barn Brewery. Victory Hop Devil. It's a classic. If you are just starting out, you can't go wrong. Conshohocken Brewing Blood Orange IPA, well balanced, and the blood orange really comes through.
It was one of my favorite ones too. Got me in the IPAs was Dirt Wolf from the Imperials from Victory. It's such a good beer, and 9% will murder you.
Robert Coliani, I'm probably butchering that, but that's how it looks like it's spelled. He's a quality control and fermentation manager at 2SP. Says Yards IPA.
Yards.
This is the winner by a landslide. A juggernaut for correctness. Yards IPA offers the customer a textbook IPA in the traditional English style, showcasing a dynamic malt bill, iconic bitterness, chew, and balance. The key that unlocks various extremes for the drinker's future journeys.
Another good one. Founders all day IPA.
All day IPA.
That's a easy, cheap, affordable. Most places you go, they have good tap sales on it, and it's not.
And it's also
expensive.
And it's also not a high ABV. So if people aren't used to drinking like 6%ers and stuff, if they're more of like
the ABU's not high either, so it's not very hot forward.
If they're not used to the 6%ers and are like Miller Lite people or something, but they just want to get into the game, it's close ABV wise to that. So they won't get that like over anything. Like
last beer says Log Cabin by Tired Hands is fantastic. I actually haven't had that one. We have had a lot of Tired Hands on the show as well.
I may have had that one.
Yeah, check it out. See if you had it.
But, I mean, you can't go wrong with Tired Hands. I mean, they got themselves into some trouble.
Tired Hands is somewhere on the table. Oh, it's right here.
They got themselves into some.
There's our Tired Hands sticker. If you guys have stickers of your business, your Facebook pages, your breweries, send us a message. We'll add you to the table somewhere. Unfortunately, my fat ass broke another chair here. So I have some stickers that I'm just like, they're kind of stuck on a chair forever. Because I don't think it's sittable ever again. But we'll figure something out. But yeah, we're gonna try to maybe start just covering up old ones and just kind of doing the whole thing, like just make another layer. But yeah,
then one person's microphone will be up higher because there are more stickers.
So guys,
I have not had Little Log Cabin, but
no,
I'm sure it's good. I mean, all my Tired Hands are like pretty highly rated here. So
both of these beers for me have sat long enough. I've tried both of them. They're both fantastic. Good. Yeah.
Also, I'll do one last one and then we'll move on. There's others that I can run through, but
anything stands out or stuff that we've had?
Or anything close to us?
The guy Ryan, the brewmaster at Warwick Farm, says, I believe if you're just getting into IPAs, I would first start with a hazy. They're soft, flavorful, and can have many tropical flavors. I would ask your favorite local brewery if they have a hazy IPA and give it a shot. If it's in distribution, go for any hazy IPA from New Trail.
Yeah, can't go wrong. Warwick Farms, honestly, is that a PA breweries?
Yep.
Breweries in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
What a great place if you want some beer news, especially local Pennsylvania. They do an absolutely fantastic job. We're actually very fortunate to have them on the podcast in the past. I definitely want to reach out and have them back on. Now that we do a video, we can have people video on, because I think at the time when that was going on, we interviewed a bunch of people. I was scrambling for content because my computer crashed. So I didn't really have a computer that can process video. So we were just an audio only podcast. So there's a gap there where we just lost video. But I would love to have them back on, because I honestly think they're just like
that's like, it seems like every time I read an article, it's from
them.
But
they do such a good job.
Oh yeah, dude, they do an awesome job.
They do a good job, and they are not like they talk about everything.
Yeah,
they're not just like.
The fact they interviewed all those breweries and got them, it's really, really cool, man, because every single time we have a chance to talk to a brewer, or we talk to someone who works for a brewery, or even anyone in the industry, they always quickly put over somebody else and what beers they love and how they hang out with other people. And
there's not very many on the list that call out their own like beer.
Yeah.
Like
it's
awesome. I think if I remember, the guy from New Trail brought up Broken Heels, but just because that's just... Like, there's lots of times when I'm at work and people ask about an IPA, whether they're picking it up for,
even double Broken Heels,
whether they're picking it up for a significant other or a friend that they know likes IPAs. They say, "Oh, what should I get them?" I 9 times out of 10 tell them Broken Heels, because it's a solid beer.
It's up there too, right? It's like a 6 or
6 or
6 or so.
Yeah,
7.
Doubles 9.2.
Yeah, I think Broken Heels is 7.
Yeah, because sometimes when I'm leaving work, I'll grab one of the 19.2 ounce cans of Broken Heels to take home and have after after a night at work.
That'll be like my Friday beer. Like, I'll stop at the craft house to grab beer for the weekend, and I'll grab one of the 19.2 ounce double Broken Heels as my starter beer while I wait for everything else to get cold.
That's a way to start.
And then like I realized like this past Friday, I'm like, you know what? I had this before dinner. This may or may not go well.
Remember we had a bunch of broken heels and did karaoke in Monty City?
Oh yeah. That was always a good time.
Which I did actually this past Thursday at Yako's when I went to pick up my food. Not the Hot Dog King, the place in Minersville.
Oh, Log Cabin is a brewery. Tired Hands Brews is their beers. Okay. I thought you were saying Tired Hands Brewing Company.
Oh, I did not know that.
We've had Log Cabin.
Yeah, I did not know. I didn't realize that Log Cabin.
Were they the ones that had the birch beer?
Yeah,
yeah, the birch. We got those at the cake stand. There was a birch beer one. There was like
we've had a few of different ones from Log Cabin.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that Tired Hands brewed for them.
They just recently broke into the area, right? Log Cabin.
I don't know if we have
past
them yet.
year or so.
Yeah, probably
past year.
Because like all the distribution laws and stuff in PA
so stupid.
Are really dumb and weird.
That's why we have to drive all the way to the state border to meet someone to get beer.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, or them
making us waste all our gas money.
Well, yeah, or then mail it to us and say it's shampoo or something.
Yeah. Some of those shampoos have been really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just mailed 8 cans of olive oil to Indiana.
Did you bring up did we talk about this one yet at all?
No.
Head West. Let's go Head West, Bob. Which one's this one now? We're on tangents today.
Head West again from today's brewery, the Treehouse Brewing Company of Charlton, Massachusetts. This one is classified as an American Pale Ale, and it comes in at 5.1% for the ABV. It has been logged in 983 times, where it averages 4.1. I have 7 friend logins where it averages a 4. Unfortunately, I don't have a highlight. Head West is a crisp, flavorful, and intently crafted American Pale Ale brewed with Citra and Motica hops, utilizing, we did read this.
We did. Yeah, so it's not log yard we had. It wasn't what was it?
Log cabin.
It wasn't log cabin, it's log yard.
That's it.
Yeah.
Log yard. There we go.
Good call, Brett.
Yeah, see, we sidetracked our stuff so much. Yeah,
we already read that one?
Yes.
My bad. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was 100% the log yard.
My brain's fighting me trying not to talk about things that I talked about yesterday already. So
last beer, if you're on Untapped, if you search Banging Beers Podcast Anthony, you can find us on there, and we can become friends. We can become best friends, and then you can also I always tag every single person who is on the table that day or who's a member of the podcast, and you can follow them as well. Make it a little easier so we don't have to read them all off.
Let's see where my
it was definitely log yard. Brett, good job. Brett knows what beers I buy. I love that. That is why you and Brett are superstars in our area, because we've said numerous times, and we probably sound like a broken record. And whoever that guy that comments saying that we always tell the same Trogue story, but we really love our distribution people in the area, because that's all we had for such a long time. Like we couldn't get beer anywhere.
I mean, even still, it's always still really having the air if you think about it, because like not everyone cans.
Yeah.
So like if I got a Pilger, I got to get Crowlers or something. It's not like I can get cans to take home yet because they're not onto that step yet. But so we still rely a lot on the distributors to get us good stuff in. Yeah,
and every distributor in the area has been super, super cool to us, between the cake stand and the craft house and the beer shack. By the way, where's our banner up on, Brett? And I gave you that banner to hang up, and no love on the banner. I'm always looking for the banner. No love with the banner. You have the other banner, right?
I have the other banner.
See, no love, and we just put you over.
Yeah,
and there's no banners hanging up.
All right, I'm gonna try it back to this Fields of Gold. It looks like it's thawed out a little bit.
Yeah, you had the iceberg. Oh, we got our beer bot. A bot. Hey, go check out that link. I'm sure there's not a virus.
Do you like big sex?
Yeah.
No,
oh, baby.
Do you like nipples?
Only small sex.
Oh, look at that. Last beer is killing it as an admin. Just deleting stuff. I love that. I'm actually going to make Brett an admin too. So if we know you and you're in the YouTube chat, I'm just going to make you as an admin. Give you some power in the chat. If I know how to do it, add as a moderator. Here we go.
Dude, and thanks to our community. Like our community's been keeping our page clean.
Yeah.
I've been there's been some posts reported, and we got rid of them. And
really, what was reported?
Some idiot posted if you pick this, I'll give you $750.
Oh yeah, because that one actually got reported by JR from the north.
Yeah,
because I went on and checked, and I'm like, huh, well, he reported something, and I looked, and I'm like, yep,
That's awesome.
all right, gone.
Our community page is it's getting there, man.
And it's funny because the person who reported it's not like hasn't really been posting or anything. They're
Yeah.
kind of lurking, but
kind of lurking.
Yeah.
Well, JR is one of the head brewers,
Yeah.
or the owner of the North Brew.
yeah.
North.
Yep.
There was a few other ones too that popped up. I noticed when I was at work the one day, and I'm like, thanks,
That means
guys.
he's watching and he doesn't want his lurking to be invaded by other nonsense.
Yeah, right.
Which is good. People are posting the beers they like in there, which is really cool. And so if you're on Facebook, the Bangin Beers podcast fan page, we would love that to get to the point where we can just give people access and just be like, yo, you just run this shit.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fan page. We made it. It was a community page, but we want to give it
And
over.
like we'll still pop in and comment.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But like,
I actually 90% of my shares are there freaking breweries and PA articles.
Yeah. We share those shit all the time because they do a great job.
But well, I mean, I guess let's talk a little bit real quick about what has transpired over the week because we haven't talked about it yet. The Yuengling versus Anheuser-Busch.
You know what? I think it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting for Anheuser-Busch to completely just take a logo and steal it.
Like they've always had the eagle, which is fine, but shut up. I know.
I immediately knew what was going to happen. Bob, reach over and hit his mute switch.
It's an homage.
Anyone who takes the decorated logos of Yuengling and tries to alter them, change them as a tribute is just dirtballs. But anyway, on our merch page, you can go grab our brand new Bangin Beers podcast logo. The Lord Bob, Lord Bill, Lord Andy, Lord
It's
Tony.
so funny, like, yeah, but we're doing it because we love Yuengling.
Oh,
not
we
because
absolutely
we're trying to
love
capture that market share.
So our thing, literally our show beer from probably after the next episode on forward is like, I think we kind of talked about it yesterday.
Chetty.
There's going to be a
it's
Chetty
just
on
gonna
every
be a
episode. I think our
it's
show beer.
Each of us have a 12-ounce can.
Yeah.
And we don't even have to pour it in.
No,
the
don't even
glass
pour
or
it. Like,
anything.
I think there has to be a Chetty on the table. Because even if they do come at us, like, do we drink a Chetty
They'll never
every
come at
episode.
us.
No. Like I said yesterday, if we put
And
our
we love that
faces,
beer.
if we put our faces on an eagle and put it on a shirt,
That'll be our next one.
then we will have a problem.
But seriously,
There
though,
may be one of us playing poker at one point in time.
but
but it's like so. But what the hell?
as long as we're all playing poker as Chesterfield, it'll be okay.
Oh my god! Don't even tempt me. I'll call my artist right now.
I still think we should do like a Where's Waldo thing in classic colonial paintings, like hide us all in the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
A Bangin Beers podcast. Where's the Lord book?
Yep.
And we just get local artists to do collage, and there's a different Lord.
Like each different local artist has a page.
Oh, man, I wish we were big enough to pay for that.
A calendar.
Yeah. I think the book's cooler. I think the where's the Lord's book, and then we can have like find the cake stand.
I mean,
logo.
there's so many classic paintings from that area where the clothing style is just so appropriate that there's like just an endless selection of stuff to use as subject matter for that.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome. I'll have to do some live sometime soon. Can talk all about beer. Absolutely, man. We would love to have you on. I'm not sure if we have a guest next week, but if you off Facebook. Send us a message on Facebook because it's hard for me to communicate with people on YouTube. I don't know if there's like message systems or something. I'm still new to YouTube. I'm not 100% sure. But send us a message either on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, and we'll get you on very, very soon. I definitely want to have you on and come drink some beers with us.
Yeah, but back to the Yuengling and like they're not even trying at this point.
They changed the font and everything.
Same exact font, everything.
They have the eagle at like a 15% more angle than the.
And they took all the color out of it, made it gold.
Yep.
Yeah. They're just like, fuck you.
Just after what Bud Light was the next generation of light beer after, or they added like one extra word, I think.
Yeah,
they literally took the exact ad for Flight
and just added a word,
and then just said, "Oh, let's just add the word next."
I love how Yuengling's calling them out.
No, Yuengling had next in it. I forget what. I don't feel like pulling it up right now because it'll take too much time. But yeah, there was like one additional word they added into the Flight logo, the Flight tagline.
I love it. I love how they're calling them out. I mean, they'd have to acknowledge us first to call us out. So
yeah.
And listen, we love you. We support Yuengling. Like I want you on the podcast. We just actually defended Yuengling in a brewery yesterday. We were talking about Yuengling, people talking shit on Yuengling. We're like, because they unionize and stuff. And we're like,
they're not unionized. That's
they're not unionized. How people shit on it. Like, name one Yuengling employee who quits their job. Like, I can't find one.
You got to die in. Someone has to die, and you have to inherit a job to work.
Yeah, someone's got to get impaled with a Chesterfield bottle in the neck to get hired at Yuengling.
Probably not even because then his son's going to take that spot.
Yeah, it'll be passed down to the family because people don't leave that job.
It's like working in the coal mines. If you,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well,
Except they want to be
your
there.
oldest son has to come and work now.
Except they want to be
because
there.
he died.
And the crazy thing is, I have a buddy who's like, "Yo, we had to work crazy hours, crazy overtime because we're trying to get this new beer out, and we're behind on schedule." And they get it all out, and he's like, telling me he's working these crazy hours, and he's like, "But I fucking love it." And I was like, "That's awesome." Like,
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I know you're not from the area. If you're probably like, "Oh, their beer sucks," whatever. But we support them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like we'll always talk England because they're the hometown, and like there were always that like when we were younger and craft beer wasn't really a thing yet. Like, am I going to drink a Budweiser or am I going to drink a Yingling Lager? And it's going to always be a Yingling Lager because it actually tastes good.
I think I think it might be harder for people like growing up to be in our shoes in the aspect of, you know, when you grow up and you're like, oh, here's Yingling, here's Miller Lite, here's Bud Light, here's Budweiser, and that's all that's available in your area. But then we have a brewery 5 minutes from us, and we're supporting our own.
And it's also like relatively well priced.
Yeah.
Like a case of Flight bottles is like $23 including tax.
Yeah.
So like
the case of lager is like
is
$18.
A case of lager bottles is 20.
20. I remember it was $13.80.
Yeah. But like cans are like 17, 18 bucks for
no, it's $14.70.
A 24 pack.
You know what I almost bought? Now, if I get this new job, it's definitely on my list to buy. Just because I'm slowly finding myself getting back into NASCAR. Don't judge me. I'm getting back into it. But I want to like the Ty Dillon Ty Dillinger. When he raced the Yingling car. Yeah. Like I want to buy the car model of the Yingling, because they don't sponsor NASCAR anymore. But which I think is a terrible move. But I want to get that car as like a collector's item because it was like for NASCAR to be sponsored by Yingling. I think we sponsor the Phillies now, right?
I think, yep. One of the things, like too, like for the longest time, like I'd see like a lager and I'd be like, that's not a lager because it's not amber.
Yeah, like, it's not the right color.
Before I didn't know any better, but like it's like, oh, that's not a lager.
Well, yeah, because
look at that little piss water you got there.
Because like when we grew up, we heard the word lager and we're used to Yingling lager, like the amber, like the darker color, like you were saying, like, and it's not like. No one really made a clear. Well, they made clear lagers, but we
Budweiser's a lager. But we just don't think about it.
Associated the word lager with like a darker color,
that maltiness.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So what's our next one?
I think this one aired out okay.
This is called. I opened the cans to kind of get them to air out a little bit. Yeah. So this is called Live Free. This is our second to last beer bite. We're all over the place. We have cans everywhere. We're not even in.
We had the frozen roadblock we had to work through.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bob.
Live Free, again from the Treehouse Brewing Company of Charlton, Massachusetts. This is considered a double IPA. It comes in at 8.6% on the ABVs. It's been checked in 1.5 thousand times, where it averages a 4.3. I have 8 friend check-ins where it averages a 4.49. And I actually have a highlight here. I'm going to read this out. This is from Mike S. Your favorite word here. Kumquat, peach and passion fruit bubblegum with a lingering sharp hoppy finish. Full-bodied with fluffy feel. Very tasty construction similar to the JP series. Lean citra, but balanced nicely with the Mutika. I enjoyed this one, and he gave it a 4.5.
Yeah. On the chat, Josie with the like, Sam Troop with the like, and Iris also with the like on Facebook. Did you get some of this?
Oh, I didn't give enough for Bob. Sorry, Bob.
I got a little bit.
No,
I didn't.
You know some of the Dogfish Head?
No, shit.
I forgot it was a 12-ouncer.
We killed you here. Sorry, buddy. Little report here.
Here, Tony, I'll
So
there we go.
The write-up is Live Free is an American double IPA featuring Citra and Motica hops. It is loosely based on our Juice Project series. Pushing boundaries while retaining drinkability is of the utmost importance to us. To keep things balanced, we used a small amount of hops on the hot side of the process and dry hop with over 8 pounds per barrel during the lengthy cold conditioning process. The resulting beer is absolutely brimming with juicy hop character, featuring notes of pulpy citrus, mango, and passion fruit. The flavor profile is listed as smooth, melon, soft, lemony, and lime.
There it is. Dennis in the chat says, shared this awesome show. Thank you so much for the share,
brother.
man. That means a lot. Dennis is part of a wrestling podcast, also a professional wrestler himself.
Nice.
You can check him out on Breakfast and Body Slams. If Dennis, if you want to share your link to the chat, feel free to do so. Really good guy. I got to do commentary with him at the Legends of Hadbrook Fieldhouse event that was going on. Really, really nice guy. I need to find an IPA to drink. Well, listen, what are some of your favorite beers? Like that's another thing. If you're at your local beer store or something you're looking for, say in the chat some of your favorites. Obviously, every single time someone comments, the algorithms go, people are popping. This is what we need more people to see this. So more comments, the better. But let us know in the chat what exactly are some of your favorites. If you are cracking open a beer, what are you drinking right now? And like I said, this is our last episode of the Treehouse series, and we'll be back to more local beers that you can get if you're local to us. If
keep
not,
an eye out for Wednesday. Should be hopefully the air date of our North Country one. From Slippery Rock. We had a great sit down yesterday with Scott. Their rep from there had some awesome beers, and you can get them all around the area.
Yeah. Look for North Country if you want to drink along on Wednesday when it will be live. It'll go live, but it won't be live. But we should be in the chat. At least I will be in the chat, hanging out.
Depending on what time, I might be able to hop in.
I think I'm air around 5 or 6.
I might be able to hop in and out because I'll be at work, but I could probably.
Yeah, so that'll air, and we'll be hanging out with you guys in the chat, watching and commenting along with you. Also, Interviews Everyday People is back. Our last episode with Bobby Mushron, the owner of the Red Zone in Monte City, did fantastic. I think last time I checked, it was like 860 people watched it on Facebook. YouTube, I think, got like 40 some. The audio is up to like 40 some. That interview meant a lot to me. He's a local business owner who went through some hard times, and I had a lot of parallels of stuff that I could have easily been in those shoes too, because we were doing very similar to the same things. But he's a really, really good guy. I love him to death, and I'm happy I was able to have that conversation. So go check out that interview if you want to check out another podcast that I do. It's my solo show, pretty much the podcast that started this entire network, the Interviews at Everyday People show.
Podcast that started the podcast.
Yeah, the podcast started the network. Yeah, and then I have a new interview dropping Monday with John Cisak, who is the Mr. Two-Time. I say it again, the two-time monster truck world champion, and he won it in a Batman truck.
Nice.
Which, I mean, if you know me, I'm obsessed with Batman. So this guy is local to our area, got out of the area, became a world famous monster truck driver, and not only won his first championship, but he beat fucking Gravedigger on Gravedigger's 25th anniversary to win his first championship.
Very nice.
That's dope. That's like beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like Gravedigger's just like the legend of the sport.
Yeah.
And he beats him on his 25th anniversary, won his championship.
Nice.
And then goes back to back 2006, 2007, or 2007, 2008. But he's a really, really cool dude. He's from our area. He has a local business, which is kind of like a custom truck and vehicle modification place. I kind of associate it with like Pimp My Ride, but like School County version. Like they'll do anything you want to your car.
Nice.
So yeah, Blackrock Truck and Equipment, but that's going to drop on Monday. So if you guys can head over to the Interviews at Everyday People page and share that out, that'd be awesome. We're really close to 4,000 likes on that Facebook page, which is mind-blowing to me. So yeah, all right, Treehouse Live Free.
Another
what do we
fantastic.
think of it?
I mean, it's Treehouse. I mean,
Dennis says Bud Light, Yingling, and Corona are some of his favorites. He also the Body Slams podcast. It's not breakfast, it's Body Slams podcast. Sorry. Might crack this Pathway Pilsner from Triple Crossing German Style.
I would do it.
Do it. Please do it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube at Body Slams Podcast. There it is. And then
guys.
When you're right, you're right. The banner is up now. Yeah. We are up and officially in the Cakes Down in Monte City. I'm going to come and take a picture by it and put it on our social media. Thank you, Brett. You're the fucking man. That's our
I'm bummed I haven't gotten to stop up there in a while. Now they don't work in American Eagle anymore.
Kind of have to pass by on the way home.
There you go. Stop in, take a picture with the banner, buy a case of Chetty.
Like hold it above your head like it's a trophy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, Live Free, another fantastic. This is a double.
Yes.
Wow.
Double. None of these, like, these are always so dangerous because none of them drink like, what is it, 8.5?
8.6, I think.
8.6. But yeah, I mean, none of these drink like that. They're so smooth. And I don't know. And then while we were doing that, we also passed around our second show beer, which is Where the Wild Hops Are from Dogfish Head, which is always a nice
It's a
classic.
collab between Dogfish and Sam Adams.
Oh, because they got the new
I mean,
discount.
is that technically a collaboration at this point?
No. No.
Well, they still brew separately, so yes.
No, you know.
Well, no, they don't. No, they don't. No, they
Do
don't.
you know where this is inspired from?
Where the
Where
Wild
Probably Where the
Things
Wild
Are.
Things
Yeah,
Are.
I used to
Yeah.
love that book. I've never seen the movie.
I haven't either.
I was terrified to watch it because I was obsessed with the book as a kid.
Mm.
That was like my go-to book as a child, Where the Wild Things Are.
Like it's one of those things where you're worried that they're gonna ruin the book for you.
Yeah. You know, that's my goal. I'm gonna watch that tonight. I'm gonna
there
watch
you
Where the
go.
Wild Things Are. Where the Wild Hops Are from Dogfish Head. Dogfish Head, another brewery I fucking love. I told this on the podcast before. We have some new listeners hanging out, but I was in Vegas and I was hanging out at the MGM Grand, and I was talking to some guy who said he was part of the mob. True story. And he was telling me all of his stories about his mob life and all the stuff he did. And I was just like, if he's telling the truth, awesome. If he's lying, I don't care. I'm drunk. I don't, you know what I mean? And I was drinking Bud Light the whole time I was in Vegas because there's really nothing else to drink craft beer wise, at the time anyway. And I look in the cooler and I see a Dogfish Head 120.
Oh,
A
120.
120.
We have 4-pack. I'm very tempted to get a 4-pack of 120 and have one fresh. Like have us do one on the show fresh and then wait like a year.
Yeah,
like,
that's
to the day.
supposed to be a good one to age.
And have basically do the 4-pack over like the course of 4 years.
That'd be awesome
on the show. Like roughly 1 year apart from each other.
So I tell her, I said, how much is the Dogfish Head? She goes, the same price as a Bud Light. We can't sell it. Nobody will drink it. And I go, I'll take 2. And the guy goes, what is that? I said, that beer's going to
17%.
That beer's going to kick your ass. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, for the same price you're paying for a Bud Light, you're drinking 7 Bud Lights.
Yeah,
and he goes,
right.
I'll take one also. So me and this guy were just drinking Dogfish at 120 in the MGM Grand, getting smoked.
Oh my god!
And then we met a bunch of like British soldiers. They were like British Air Force or Navy or whatever, and they were all fucking superheroes. Like they were jacked, like everything you would like. They were like all James Bond.
Yeah,
every single one of them. To the point where I was like, I gotta get fucking Heidi out of here. like these guys are gonna steal my girl. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be. But yeah, they were all super cool. That's my favorite part of going like out of the area.
Oh,
and meeting people like from all over the world, like
just
Vegas.
chill.
You just like spark up conversation. Like for that night, you guys are best friends. You'll never talk ever again, but for that night, you're like the coolest people on the planet.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I used to hate that. I was in the military, and the base I went to for my A school to learn my job hosted international students as well. So there were a lot of Brits, Canadians, Australians, and several other countries there, and we would hate it because they have so much shiny crap on their uniforms. Like you turn the corner and you just see like all this, and so like, do I salute? Do I don't? You know, because you're a PFC. If you don't salute somebody, they're gonna, you know. So right, you just instinctively you salute everything, and you get back to the barracks and you go look at the international, and like, we just saluted a fucking corporal. You know,
one Worldwide Utopias from Dogfish Head and Sam Adams is great.
We have that.
You have it?
The problem is it's like $35 a 4-pack.
Really?
Which is the same for the 120 minute.
is that that's the Dogfish Head one that's aged in the
Utopia barrels. Yeah, because I have an oak aged vanilla worldwide stout in my fridge from like,
because the place that I talked about before that had some of the Utopias, now they only have one bottle left.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna grab that the next time I'm in there.
Last Beer recommends it. He says Heaven and Hell, black and tan mixed Dogfish Head 120 is the worldwide stout.
That's fantastic. Actually.
I have an oak aged vanilla worldwide stout from I think it's aged 4 years.
Wow. We do have a bottle in the fridge that we've been sitting on for a while from a Goose Island and something else. But we just haven't had.
Well, the goose, because I brought the cola. Bourbon County.
Yeah. New person hanging out in the chat. The Miscellaneous Brew Review. It says, cheers. What's going on, man?
Cheers. What are we drinking?
What are we drinking today? And if you're here and you're another content creator for beer, please reach out to us, whether it be on Facebook, social media. We want to incorporate more of these on the show and hang out. We're going to start trying to do some live like virtual beer, like virtual bar things too. Completely I'm not gonna lie, I'm completely burning it off of Craft Beer Pours because they do a great job, and it was a cool way to meet people all over the place. So usually on Thursdays or Fridays or Saturday nights, we're gonna do like virtual live bars where people can just come in and hang out. It's an awesome idea. So go follow Craft Beer Pours. They're a really cool page to meet really cool beer people and content creators.
Yeah, so our final one here, I'm about to crack. Well, we already cracked because it was cold, but is the Trail Simcoe dry hop German Pilsner. This is the one I've been actually super excited about because this is the one I actually had on draft at Treehouse on the side pull tap.
Yeah.
And it was my favorite beer that I had from Treehouse. So I'm very curious. I'm very interested to see how the can version is.
I think we also still have to read off I think Bob still has to read off.
Shit, I'm sorry, Bob.
Wild hops are.
Yeah, let's talk about the wild hops are. My apologies, Bob.
Sly Fox Brewery in Rofer has some nice beers. Our chat is blowing up. We're trying to get to everybody. Leprechaun TV says what's going on with a little piece, Shamrock and Cheers. So go follow them on YouTube if you're there. Cheers, Mike's and Leprechaun TV. People are joining, man. This is fucking dope. Yeah, friends of the last beer. We have a great community. Love that. Last beer, the guys are showing some love to each other in the chat. You guys are fantastic. Thank you guys so much
for hanging out with us. All right, Bob, what we got here on this last where the wild hops are?
Where the Wild Hops Are by Dogfish Head Craft Brewery of Milton, Delaware. This is considered an American IPA that comes in at 7% on the ABVs, and the IBUs are listed at 45. It's been checked in 521 times, where it averages a 3.8. I have 2 friend check-ins where it averages a 4.08. Dom the Beer Bro is one of them, but he did not comment.
Oh, come on, Dom.
Fuck, Dom.
You're our go-to reviewer.
For anyone who goes to the Tap Depot up in Humboldt there in Hazleton, Christine from the Tap Depot gave it a 4.75 and said she's a big fan.
There you go. If you do follow us on Untapped, it's Bangin Beers Podcast Anthony, and I tag every single person who's part of the podcast and every beer I tag, so you can follow all of us. If you check in the same beer we check in, we will read it out in the podcast if it comes as a highlight, and write some fun stuff in there. We'll put it out there. We're trying to grow our brand a little bit on Untapped as well.
So there actually is no write up for this one. It's just the flavor profile.
I think it might be on the.
Is there one on the bottle? Nope, there's not one on the bottle.
It's listed as hoppy, sweet, Brett, sour, and raspberry.
Leprechaun TV says, anyone drinking a Mickey's Big Mouth?
Holy shit.
Oh, a hand grenade.
We are
the holy hand grenade.
We are not, but we wish we were.
You know what's funny though? You're mentioning that. So we will be doing an ice beer, which Mickey's Ice is a different thing, but I want to name it Shitty Beer Shootout. We do that, but I don't know if we can really advertise Shitty Beer Shootout, so I'll have to come up with a different name.
Do whatever we want.
But
Ice Baby.
This is something that's going to be coming out. Mickey's is definitely on the list though when we do one of our Shitty Beer Shootouts coming up soon.
Yeah,
when I was a Lance Corporal and I only made $235 every 2 weeks, that honestly was one of my go-tos.
Yeah,
dude, Mickey hand grenades, like we in my early band days, that used to be our practice spot go-to.
It's cheap. It gets the job done,
and they're cool ass bottles.
Yeah, I think our next episode after this one,
they still exist.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna go 3 back-to-back Treehouse, and then I think our next one after Treehouse is gonna be our ice episode.
Yeah,
we're gonna drink all the ice beers,
like ice and other I don't want to say shitty beers, but
there's
run 3 episodes of
it's like
non-traditionally considered good beers.
Yeah.
But plus whatever Andy got, I got 4 or 5 ice beers.
You got 5 of them.
I think so.
I think
I posted them in the chat.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time, Bob, because I think you got them all already.
But from 2 road trips ago, I still have that 4-pack from the Brewery Fire in Maryland that I want to bring in.
Oh, nice.
Listen, if you want to join us as a guest, next week's the week to do it, because we're going to be drinking ice beers and we can just bullshit, because we're not really going to be talking too much about the beers we're drinking. It's more or less just the novelty of having them. Yeah, it's a gimmick episode.
So the show beers are going to be a Schlitz malt liquor, a Colt 45. And an Old English 800.
Well, we did a brown bag episode,
and then we are all sleeping here that night. We can't get camo.
Oh, it doesn't exist anymore.
It's hard to get.
Mickey's is the best beer out there. Listen, you're not wrong.
You're not right either, but I don't know where with it.
I have another idea for a gimmick episode, but I don't want to give it away on.
They actually, sorry, Billy, Leprechaun. They actually discontinued Mickey's Ice. That was one that hit the cut when whatever brewery that owns them.
I think it's Miller.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mickey's Ice does no longer exist. It was going to be one we put on.
R.I.P.
Well, you know, if they made it 2 years ago and they kept it out of the sun, it's probably still okay.
What were you going to say, Billy? I'm sorry.
No, I have an idea for what could be a funny episode, but we'll talk about it off mic.
I just made miscellaneous beer reviews and Leprechaun TV admins, so thank you guys so much.
All right, so we got the Trail Simcoe.
What are we at here? An hour and 16. We're doing good here.
I'm slipping here.
That's delicious.
Everyone already got it?
Yep.
It's gonna be hard to pick a beer of the night again.
I already know mine.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just as good as I had it on tap. I've said before, and we've touched on other episodes with the New Trail stuff, is that everyone knows New Trail. I keep saying New Trail again. God damn it, Treehouse. Everyone knows Treehouse because of their IPAs, and all their IPAs are absolutely fantastic. Their pilsners and lagers. I had a brown ale there too that was absolutely amazing. So like their non-IPA stuff is just as good, if not better.
Yeah. I mean, could you not say that Treehouse is the New Trail of Massachusetts?
I don't know what the distribution looks like, so I can't.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, like,
a variety. Yeah, because everyone thinks about their IPAs.
In general, everyone talks about New Trail's IPAs, but they have good pilsners. They have good stouts.
I got an official photo. The banner is all right. There it is. If you go to the cake stand in Money City, right as you walk out the door, we're there to your left.
Oh yeah.
All right, I guess I'll have to put it up this week.
Way to go, Bailey. You're on the show and you don't have it up.
I'm
Brett,
busy.
You're the man.
I have the Rockstars one up in my home bar.
Nice.
I gave you the Rockstars one. Yeah,
Irish one that was like misprinted.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
But no, like I said, like what's the readout on this one, Bob?
Trail Simcoe again from today's highlighted brewery, the Treehouse Brewing Company of Charlton, Massachusetts. This is classified as a German Pilsner. It comes in at 5.1% on the ABV scale. It has been checked in 340 times, where it averages a 3.92. I have 4 friend check-ins where it averages 4.01. I don't have any highlights with it, though. Following primary fermentation, this carefully managed batch of Trail received a judicious dose of personally selected Simcoe hops. This treatment elevates the flavor profile, presenting with notes of tropical fruit, citrus, and pine atop a zippy and completely crushable base beer. Refined and dutifully executed, Trail Simcoe is certain to quench your thirst. And the flavor profile is listed as crushable, piney, zippy, citrus, and tropical.
There it is. Leprechaun TV says, cool beans. I have a show on Thursdays. This week's guest is going to be Massachusetts beer review. So go support, check out Leprechaun TV on YouTube. Give him a subscribe and go check him out on Thursdays.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. You going to give us a preview of what Massachusetts beers you're going to do?
I don't know. It might be live.
Oh,
so it might not be.
You might not have it planned out yet. Okay. That's cool.
Well, if he does, he can let us know. But yeah,
if you want to give us a preview, that'd be awesome. Because like I said, I was just in Mass and it was awesome.
Yeah, and also too, if you guys are checking us out on YouTube, we did say on the top of the show that we kind of like rebranded and gave all of our shows their own Facebook page, our YouTube pages. So we went from like 400, 500 subscribers on one channel for the network to like 0 for all the other ones. So if you're into like pop culture, our paranormal, our professional wrestling, our interviews, if you scroll down on our main channel tab, you'll see all of our channels that are ours. If you can give them a subscribe as well and check them out, that'd be fantastic. And see some other content that we make here at this exact table. And it's not just beer we do here. It's a little bit of everything. And sometimes they cross-contaminate and we have people from other shows rotating in and out, and it's a lot of fun. And 9 times out of 10, I always try to have a beer on hand during a podcast so we can incorporate that as well. Yeah. Awesome, guys. You guys have been fantastic, by the way. The YouTube love, that's where we're trying to grow the most. And the fact that I think YouTube is being watched more than any other platform right now is super, super dope. So thank you all so much. All right. So we're out of beer. We finished all the beers here. What's your other article you said? Is there anything else on the article you want to read off of?
Not really, just about the variety packs that are coming out soon, which is awesome.
Yeah.
To be able to get a chance to try. And they'll be, I'm assuming they'll do like, it sounds like they'll do like Trogs does with the anthology series, where they'll release the varieties that have your ones that are always in there, and then a variant, like one that switches out, like what the New Trail one, they're going to have a West Coast IPA in there, but they're going to switch out the hops and stuff like that. And then like they'll have a seasonally relevant beer in, and then all like the 3 or 4 others will be all the same every time. So
they go live at 9 p.m. So 9 p.m. That's about the same time Tornado Tag wraps. So if you want to check out at 9 o'clock after Tornado Tag podcast wraps, you can check out Leprechaun TV. And all thanks goes out to Last Beer. He shared you out. Thank you so much, Last Beer, for sharing us out.
I will try to join.
Hopefully we can get enough people like to subscribe on YouTube, that because what happens is YouTube has like a news feed, kind of like Facebook. And it's easier to like see when you're supporting other people on YouTube, because it kind of gives you like a news feed to do it, but you need so many subscribers to have it. We're just not there yet.
Yeah.
So when Last Beer, because he has a subscriber, said, "Hey, check out this podcast," that's how these people came in, which is super dope. So thank you, Last Beer, for putting us out there. That means a lot. So we have a little bit of time to kill. So I have one last thing to go around the table with. The NFC, the wild card for the playoffs has wrapped up with the Rams beating the Cardinals, the Chiefs beating the Steelers, the Niners beating the Cowboys, the Buccaneers beating the Eagles, and then we went into the Bills beating the Patriots, the Raiders beating the Bengals, and then in the divisional rounds, we had so far the Niners upsetting the Green Bay Packers, and the Bengals upsetting the Texans. Today, later on,
the larger upset is the Bengals winning.
Yeah, and then later on today, we're gonna have the Rams and the Buccaneers, and the Chiefs and the Bills.
Go Bills.
I'm excited that if we win, we get to play at home for the AFC Championship.
I just realized that Bill changed his hat.
I did.
Yeah. So we have 2 games to pick from: the Rams and the Buccaneers. We're gonna start with you, Bob. What do you think?
Rams and the Buccaneers. That's a tough one. You never know what Brady's gonna pull out of his butt. Chips are down. He always seems to make and this is coming from a guy who's not a big fan of him.
Yeah, same division.
Well,
for a while,
I think he's going to pull it out one more time.
So you have the Buccaneers.
As much as I hate Brady, he's a good quarterback. Like, there's no arguing that he is a fantastic quarterback. He's a good leader on that field. So I think he's going to pull it out. I think it's going to be a tough one, but I think they're going to end up winning. And I may be partial, but I'm going to I want a Bills Tampa Bay Super Bowl.
Yeah. There it is. Andy.
Bucks.
You're going Bucks. I'm gonna go with the Bucks also. I wouldn't mind seeing the Rams there, but I kind of want to see if the Bills are gonna get one. They go in on Tom Brady, which leads me to the Chiefs versus Bills.
Chiefs
have always been a secondary team of mine.
Well, yeah,
being a Washington fan, and my best friend growing up was a Chiefs fan, and same with Green Bay. My grandmother was a Green Bay fan, but dude, the Bills Nation fan base won me over. I've fell in love with the Bills Nation.
Bills Mafia.
Bills Mafia. Sorry, I'm not Nation. Bills Mafia. I'm in love, man. I love that. They're like the Eagles, but they won't spit on you.
See that? No, my whole life I've hated Andy Reid. I'm not going to get into the why and where about it here, but I can't stand him. He got his 1 Super Bowl. Fuck off, Fatso. You're done.
So Bills.
Yeah.
All right. We don't have to ask you, Bill. What you're going
Fucking
Bills?
Bills, dude.
So Bills. So we're picking the Bucks and the
Give
Bills.
the Buffalo rip every time I die
for the AFC division and the NFC division. It's exciting. So we'll come back next week and we'll talk about who's in the conference championship.
So we will see if next week I'm wearing a Bills hat or I'm just back to normal hats.
We'll find out who's playing the Bengals and the Niners.
Have the Bengals ever gone to a Super Bowl?
No, they've never won a playoff.
Want them to.
I don't think they've won a playoff
game.
Yeah,
I'd like to see the Bengals go
all the way.
Yeah,
I don't know about all the way. Let's get out of hand here.
Yeah, come on.
Why not? They got the coolest helmets in the NFL.
honestly, there's not a team in the playoffs that I don't mind winning one. I mean, say what you want about Brady. The dude's a goat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Rams winning one is dope, especially with the Kurt Warner movie coming out.
Yeah.
The Bills. I think the Bills need it more than anybody. I mean, I'm an NFC East guy, and we've robbed you out of 4 Super Bowls.
I know.
in a row.
I was honestly hoping that it was another Cowboys Bills Super Bowl.
Yeah,
just to have another chance at knocking them out.
The Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and lost all of them. That is the most heartbreak of all time for a franchise. You know what I mean? So I kind of pulling for the Bills to win it all, but we'll see how it goes. But there's not a team in the playoffs that Cowboys are out, Eagles are out.
All the hated teams are out, basically. I mean, aside from from Andy Reid and Bob's case, or most people hate Brady, but like I said, I don't like him. But
I don't like him either. But
he can't argue that he's a fantastic quarterback.
Yeah.
The Niners beat the Bengals twice in the Super Bowl. There you go. And does Aaron Rodgers retire now? I don't think so. I think
he goes somewhere else.
Do we see him in a black and gold jersey?
Maybe.
Because Pittsburgh's losing their quarterback.
I think Pittsburgh has their person lined up, but it would make sense to me for them to get Rodgers in there.
I wouldn't mind seeing Aaron Rodgers in that brand new Admirals jersey when that name drops.
So bad.
Aaron Rodgers is not bad.
No, not him. The Admirals.
I'm just saying it wouldn't be.
That's for real. That's going to be their name.
That's the rumor. It gets announced on the 2nd of February, but I think it's pretty much been leaked. It's going to be the Admirals.
Washington scumbags.
Again, the corrupt politicians, and their logo needs to be the Capitol Dome with a dollar sign on it.
Yeah, it's going to be the Washington go fuck yourselves.
I still say Redskins, and
it's a potato.
Yeah, a potato on the helmet. I will say that every week.
Rodgers to the Browns. Oh, I don't wish that on Aaron Rodgers at all.
He's going to go somewhere that it's likely that he'll get another ring before he decides to retire.
Yeah, he's not going to go.
That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. He's going to go somewhere that has most of the pieces in place that he just has to show up.
I think Leprechaun put his statement in. He says, "F the Steelers, go Browns." Listen, man, I anyone who's a Browns fan, I'm a Washington fan. Anyone who sticks with their team as long as we have you're a Dolphins, you're a Bills. It's been tough sledding, you know what I mean? So anyone who sticks with their dog shit teams for this long.
I've been a Philly fan my entire life. I completely understand.
Yeah. But even when you're not good, your fan base still, you still live in a bubble where you're the fucking greatest thing ever. They won 3 games. Go Birds!
Dude.
We'll fucking fight your family,
man.
Throw a snowball at Santa.
They get triggered over that. You can't say that.
I missed the anarchy of the vet. Is the greatest thing ever.
Last beer says Eagles going all the way next year. There it is.
Yeah, that's what they say every year.
Well, a little football chat get you guys all pumped up. Let's get our beer of the night out.
All right.
This is not going to be easy to pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. The conversation had me going. I don't remember much about any beers here.
I'll go first just because I already said it. The Trails. Oh, Jesus, there's still more in there. The Trail Simcoe.
Don't spill beer on the crystals.
Yeah, that's
what
bad
if that
luck.
activates them?
It's bad juju.
It might activate them. So Kelly, who's part of our every single show except this one, has made us a crystal grid, and this is supposed to make us famous and popular, and make us talk better. So hopefully it's working. It's beautiful. She made it for us. If you're into the spirituality and stuff, she does an amazing job, and you can follow her at Crystal Mountain Healing on all social media.
It also looks like a Tool album cover.
Yeah. It does. It looks just like a Tool album cover. And then I bought in Jim Thorpe their tokens for brothels. So this is good for all night at the Slim's Palace. Cold beers, hot ladies, one screw in San Francisco. So if you want a brothel coin, we got you hooked up here at the podcast.
But yeah, the Trail Simcoe is my number one. Like I said, that's one I had at the brewery itself, and it blew me away. I'm like, shit, I wish I would have not gotten another IPA and gotten another, because the way they, as we said in the shows before, you can only get 2 drafts at a time. So luckily, I had 4 friends with me who were able to try other stuff, but I wish I would have gotten another Pilsner or different thing that wasn't an IPA while I was there.
Yeah. The episode 2 is where we really go into the history of Treehouse, and we went over what exactly the brewery does. Episode 1, we kind of talked, both episodes we kind of talked about when you go there, what to expect. So if you're ever going to go to the Boston, Massachusetts, so check out episode 1.
Worcester.
Yeah. So
Worcester, Mass.
Worcester.
I think Conan O'Brien's from there as well.
Yeah.
Worcester.
If
So
I'm not mistaken.
Check out episode 1, and you can get a kind of an idea of what the brewery is and what to expect. Episode 2 is a little bit of a history, and episode 3 is just hanging out with you hooligans that we love so much. Well, episode 2 is a lot of hooligan talk too. Yeah, we had
our UK friends weren't.
none of our
today.
UK friends joined in, which is upsetting. We had some UK people who fell in love with us, which we fell in love with them. I don't know if they fell in love with us, but Bob, what's your pick?
Fields of Gold.
Is that this one? No, this one, right?
Nope.
Not September Sun.
The
Fields
one
of Gold's right
closest
here.
to you.
Bill,
I'm gonna have to go with Andy.
Andy.
Yep.
I mean, I'll go with it too. Trail Simcoe is going to win. Number 2. Which one was it? The one I liked. Live Free. I like that one a lot. Bob.
Trail Nelson.
Trail Nelson. It's really, they're all so fucking good. It's hard to pick one that stands out.
I'm going Trail Nelson.
Trail Nelson.
Yeah.
All right, well, then Trail Nelson.
Trail Nelson. Number 3, Bill, you go first.
Live Free.
Live Free.
September Gold.
September Gold.
Flip the coin.
Well, last week we did the 4-way tie, right?
Last episode we didn't have a beer of the night. They were all so
they're
good.
all the beer of the
Yeah.
night.
I mean, we could easily
kinda
done
in the same
honestly
boat.
this
Live
too
free.
as well.
Yeah.
Live free.
All right, Live Free is going to be number 2 because I would have picked the Fields of Gold. So number 1 is going to be
special mention to fucking the dude.
Oh, you know, actually, that would have really been my vote, but it's the show beer.
It's a show
Yeah.
beer, yeah. So the way
But-
we do it is that whatever ones we have on the show, that's our show beers that we pick for beer of the night. If you're a show beer, that's just what we kind of drink in between. But the Mountain Dew beer was really fucking good.
Yeah,
It
well,
was.
it tastes like fucking Mountain Dew. I
And-
mean,
And even the one from Dogfish, I like.
yeah, the
I
Dogfish
like
Head
that
one
too.
was good too. I mean,
And
I've never
and
had
even
a bad
with
beer
it,
from Dogfish.
and even with it being like relatively warm when we got like
Well,
when we got
there
to
you
it.
go. There's if anyone from Dogfish Head is listening, bring back the Tweezendale.
Or Bach, if you can get the episode recipe off of Yingling, you can bring it back.
That was it was a strawberry flavored beer brewed with sour gum instead of barley.
We got some
Oh,
last
interesting.
second questions here before we got here. Well, Leprechaun TV says y'all are funny, which coming from a leprechaun is fantastic.
that
Because as some, there's a lot of Irishmen at the table. I'm Irish. You're
I'm
Irish.
Irish.
Yep.
Are you Irish? We're all
Yeah,
Irish.
Yep.
We're all Irish.
I tried to trap you in a glue trap in my basement.
He said y'all are funny. Thank you for the Sunday morning laughs. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for hanging out. Last Beer says, what is your holy grail brewery you want to try? You have a wish list on your Untapped. Your Untapped is it's unbelievable.
Bob,
It's so
Bob is
impressive.
the untapped master.
Yeah, you have it figured out. You have a list of your beers that you've checked in that no one else at the time had 100 check-ins. You have a bunch of cool categories. So if you want to really dive into Untapped, Bob's your guy.
Holy Grail Brewery. That's a good question.
I could say my Holy Grail brewery I want to do an episode at. If you let me use that, I will go with that. My Holy Grail brewery I want to do an episode at. It's got to either be Trogs or Yingling. I would
Yep.
love to sit down
Yep.
with either one of those. Out of the state of Pennsylvania, I'd love to sit down with Flying Dog. I like their beers. I like the Hunter S. Thompson thing. I'd love to learn
I
that
would
history.
say for me to do an episode at, if we're running with that, Adroit Theory, I think will be fun.
Yeah.
Just because of like all their can art, and it just seems like a very metal brewery. But when you look up pictures of the brewery, it just looks like completely opposite. of that.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
like it's like their can art and their shirts and all their merch is like so like black metal
It's
inspired.
Like,
and then you
Springgate. Like
Yeah.
Springgate, you see their
that's
beers.
Springhouse.
Spring House, you
Yep.
see their beers, and you're like, oh, it's all like
It's like 1950 sci-fi horror.
it's like
Yep.
sci-fi horror, and you walk in, I'm like, there's not even like
Yeah,
splash some blood on the wall or something.
I would probably pick the Schrenkler Brewery in Germany. They've been around since the 1400s. They specialize in smoked beers. I think we actually did one on
yeah,
the
we
show.
did the
Yeah.
smoked Marzen.
Yeah.
It's funny and I might have said this before. If I did, excuse me, but they make one beer that is not smoked, and from like 700 years of smoking everything, like it just saturates into the walls and the whole building.
So it's
And,
smoked, even though it's not tried to be.
Yeah.
right. The only beer they make that is not smoked actually is smoky.
Well, I'm going to kind of piggyback on Bob, like St. James Gate Brewery in Dublin.
Yeah.
So
There you
I
go.
want to try a Guinness from the source because
I-
I've always heard how like it doesn't compare, and Guinness is one of my favorite beers ever.
My goal with this network, and it's not a secret, I'm not trying to sound egotistical or over proud or anything, but I want this network to become something. I want us all to be able to quit our jobs and podcast for a living. But like at the end of the day, it's a one man. I'm not putting anyone else down, but it's one. I do the editing, I do everything, I set it up. Like for the most part, you guys help with the social media, but it's hard to get everything done. So the fact that if we can get to a point where we can hand off things and let people edit it.
Once I
like,
learn video editing, I can help you out.
Yeah,
I know how to edit audio. I don't know how to edit video yet.
yeah. So if we can get to the point where we can travel and like we can go to different places and do that, like that would be the dream, man. To go to different country and or even different states and hang out with you guys and do stuff, man. That'd be fucking awesome. Who knows what the future holds? You got to put the work in to get there. But yeah, there's some of our favorites.
But yeah, St. James Gate, definitely. I want to get my certification of how to pour Guinness.
Yeah, there's a lot of UK beer channels that come around. Yeah, a few of them were hanging out with us the one time. It was really, really cool to have them on. Leprechaun says the Shamrock and Heart, I guess, for your pick there. Android Theory out of Virginia picked up a mixed 4-pack and 2 Russian Imperials, triple IPA, and barley wine. They are unbelievable. They make some really, really good beers.
And they heavy hitters.
And they pump out so many new ones like every single week. They'll post on their socials like, oh, we're dropping 9 beers this week.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
And I love their pairings on the side of the cans.
Yeah,
cheese, music, and
cheese, food, music, and cigars.
Yes, it's a cigar.
It's Iris texted me. She wants to know why, and then you can get into the answer on this one. But she wants to know why we don't do a live episode from a Brewfest.
We tried that once. We are down to do another Brewfest. So we did one Brewfest, and when we did it, I didn't have the right setup or microphones and stuff. So if you go back and watch our episode that we recorded at Brewfest,
basically everybody bailed on you, though, right?
I was alone. Yes. Everyone who was there with me that day went and got drunk, and I sat at a table and talked to just random people for hours. But the problem is the audio quality was dog shit because the microphones we had were not made for outdoors and for large rooms and stuff like that. And then the video was recording over a video laptop with the audio going to it desynced, and I couldn't fix it because I didn't know what I was doing at the time.
What I think we should do, tell me what you guys think of this idea. I think we should do exactly what we did last year at the Schuylkill County Brewfest, except have a dedicated cameraman and just patch together the clips of
that was actually exactly what I was going to say, Bob.
Yeah,
I think the way that we did that last year worked great. Everybody was receptive of us being there. It was a good time, and just to be, if we'd have been able to capture that on film, I think that would have worked great as an episode.
Could you imagine if that was captured later on in the day?
They would be able to tell without a timestamp on how far into the day we were.
No, that's actually what I was going to suggest too, Bob. We could do like a camera with a shotgun mic or something.
Yeah,
but my only
I have the wireless lapels.
Yeah,
but my only other thought was to like.
Could you imagine if those wireless lapels were on us all day? And I'm just like, where is everybody?
Like,
what we could do is we could do like almost like a talk show host, like an actual mic, be like just pass it around.
Those wireless lapels have an attachment that
I want.
Then we have to put them on somebody.
No, you put it on a microphone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I want like one of the really long, skinny microphones, like on the
like Price is Right,
like to hold up to them and be like, "So, what do you think of this beer?"
Dude, that last Brewfest fucked me
hold
up.
it like really close to their face, like at their nose.
We got so drunk, and my wife drove everyone home and left me in Pottsville. And then I stepped onto someone's broken glass. It went through my shoe and cut the fuck out of my foot. So I'm hobbling around bleeding, and I thought everyone went to the after party at Pilgrim, and I walked in and no one's there. And I'm like, I'm too drunk. I can't stay here and keep drinking. And I call my wife. She goes, we left. I took everyone back to Minersville. And I go, you left me here. You left me to die.
Well, I got a text from her. She said, Heidi's on her way over to me. She's going to pick you up. I'm like, all right. Which I just in my head thought she already talked to you. And you're
she left me for dead.
The only other thought that I had would be if we could go like an hour early and just walk around and talk to everybody, not necessarily drink, but like just walk through and get a quick like tiny interview before.
Everybody went in with the VIP ticket last year.
Well, we got 6 months. We can plan this shit out.
But even if we went in before the VIPs and just did tiny interviews with all the breweries, and then once it started, we can just
cut it.
Like like actually enjoy ourselves at it and not worry about working.
I think that's a great idea. We'll do that.
In quotes.
Have you ever had
working.
Fatheads Brewery and Great Lakes Brewery? We've had. I actually personally went to Fatheads.
I've had a bunch of Great Lakes.
Great Lakes. I think we voted
Fatheads.
for one of the best Oktoberfest one year. I gave them the best Oktoberfest.
I used to go to Fatheads in Pittsburgh a lot when my one friend was out there at law school.
I went to Fatheads in Ohio. Actual Fatheads. Yeah.
I would go out and visit them for the weekend, and we would go to Fatheads like
on the way to Notre Dame. On the way back, we stopped at the Fatheads in Ohio, and I got to try them in person. They're really good. Their blueberry beer is fantastic.
Yeah, blueberry honey is.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah, we have it at the. I don't know if we have it right now, but we normally carry it when it's. I don't know if it's a seasonal or if it's a all year.
Nosferatu from Great Lakes is like my favorite Imperial Red. That's such an awesome beer, and it's such an awesome like the art with the old school vampire and everything.
I was very happy that it came out in 16-ounce cans.
Yeah, dude, I missed it. Like that, I missed the bus on the 16-ounce cans that it came out this year. That used to be my favorite beer to get at Pearl up at the Schuylkill Mall.
Yep.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
The Square Table Degenerates podcast. I heard a lot about you guys, the STD podcast. We've been talking about you for a while. I was told to go follow you guys because we do some similar content. We need to collaborate soon. Are we live? Here's your answer. We're live, baby. Leprechaun, yes. The Joey Edibles at the Square Table Pots. Yeah, see, they're popular dudes. Blueberry, it actually has a little bit of blueberries in it. Yes, they do that very well. We have a brewery by us. Is the only blueberry beer that I feel, that tops Fatheads. It's from Snitz Creek.
Yep,
they make a fantastic blueberry beer.
Cream ale,
cream ale.
The cream ale, but Fatheads makes some good stuff, man. Yep. And I love what they do out there. They just broke into Pennsylvania by coming into Pittsburgh, and they're kind of making their way around. What's their big one? Like it's a Julius or something like that, or Fatheads? I gotta remember. They have like a staple one.
Hop Juju.
Yeah, that one's really good too. Yeah, I'm a fan of Fatheads. We've had it, and we've had both of those.
I could probably put together a Fatheads episode. Actually,
let's do it. I love it. We are coming to the end here. Let's get couple more chats in here. The original Fatheads in the area is right down the street from me, but they built a bigger brewery down the road. I was at the one that had the restaurant in it. So if you come in, there's like a restaurant, the gift tape, like you walk in.
But then you were in Ohio.
I was in Ohio. Yeah,
I was. Well,
they started in one. They started in Ohio. Yeah.
I was in the Pittsburgh one on, I forget what the main drag is called, where like all of the bars and stuff are at.
Yep. The only problem with Fatheads that I had when I first went there for the Notre Dame game is I couldn't buy to-go beers from Fatheads inside their building. You had to go to their main big factory building to buy the good to-go. But the Fatheads had like a strip mall attached to it. And I went into like a Rite Aid and bought beer, but the Fatheads, we won it for the show in a Rite Aid across the street from Fatheads. And I was like, I wish I could have bought it there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I ended up getting a t-shirt.
Stupid arbitrary rule like Pennsylvania.
I don't know. Sunshine Daydream is a good session.
Yep.
Howdy y'all. Cheers from Julia Glipsman. You're on YouTube. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is fantastic, guys. Thank you all and ladies for hanging out. Holly Jolly Christmas Ale is great too.
I think we still have a 6-pack of that.
Really?
I'll check Monday.
You were right down the street from me. Yeah, so I had a beer right in that place. It was fantastic. It was playoff football season time, I believe, or something similar. No, it's just football season because we went to a Notre Dame game, and on the way home we drove through Ohio and we stopped at a few different places, and Fatheads was one of them. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, listen, we are coming to the end here. So if you guys want to get any plugs out, we're going to do our plugs. And if anyone has anything they want to plug on YouTube, put your channels in the YouTube. I made a bunch of you admins because you're all hanging out here. So Julian saying hi there, Jolie. Hi, Josh. You guys all know each other. So the fact that you guys are all throwing some love in here, I super appreciate
really
it.
Appreciate it.
Put your channels below. If you've been watching
out
on any other platform, Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, come over to the YouTube side and support these people because they showed us a lot of love before we get out of here. Facebook.
If you guys wanted to come over to our Facebook community page and post what you're drinking, like help us drive that.
Yeah, we do have a Facebook community page. It's called Bangin Beers Podcast fan page. You're welcome to go live. You're welcome to share your content. The only thing we ask is just contribute. Come talk to us. Post some beers.
As long as you post one beer, you can share all the content you want.
Yeah, we just want some. What we hate is when someone joins in and they're not even like a beer podcast or their beer anything. They don't comment. They don't talk to anybody, and all they do is just flood their content. Like, be a part of it. Invite people. Make this grow, and let's all grow together. You know what I mean? Like, we want our page to support everybody, but we don't want it to be a breeding ground of everyone just dumping their content and leaving. So that's the only thing we ask if you go to the community page on Facebook.
As long as you post at least one beer.
Yeah. So Bob, plugs. What t-shirt you wearing and what are you plugging?
T-shirt today, the Bowers Hot Pepper Festival. They usually have that in July. That's good enough to plug.
Yeah.
So that's my plug too.
Dude,
They moved the Brew Fest to July, so hopefully there's no conflict of dates there.
All right,
hopefully they do the
that's going to be
Pepper Fest this year.
So Brewfest will be my plug. So
Yeah.
we'll get the date.
It's the 30th.
Yeah, the 30th. All right, my plug's out of the way. Moving on.
Go and go Bills.
And go Bills.
Go Bills.
Make sure you root for the Bills, even if you're not a Bills fan.
Go Bills.
Just
Bills
go
Mafia.
Bills.
Root for Bills
We
for
earned it.
this podcast.
Go put yourself or a loved one through a table, please.
Yes. I plan on jumping through this table.
Dude, did you see the video of the
5
guy
minutes.
with the Macho Man elbow off of like the fucking back of a van
But
through a table?
Last week they were jumping through tables that they lit on fire
So we're on
because it was so
ECW
cold
now.
out. They were lighting tables on fire to keep warm.
They're the best
So
fan
some guy
base
just
ever.
like ran and jumped through the table.
ECW.
But I also love that they'll donate to a lot of charities. Like after that one bad call, it wasn't even during a Bills game. They saw a bad call and they donated to like
the blind like eyesight.
to like an eyesight thing in the name of NFL refs. Like
So good.
so they'll like, or even if like other teams players like are having a hard time, or like ex-players from other teams, they'll like rally around them and donate to their charities and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
like they're really active in the community or trying to help people out, whether it be for like a joke or whatever. They still donate like thousands of dollars as a fan base just for a laugh, but it still goes to a good cause.
Nice.
So whether it's them trying to be funny or whatever, it still helps people out.
Yeah. Our normal shows are Sundays at 12 p.m. Sometimes we go a little later at 2 if we had a bad Saturday.
Yeah. But between 12 and 2, usually, depending on what happened the night before.
If you hit the bell, it'll alert you when we go live. But thank you for the question. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, I'm just kind of going through your
And
comments so people can see your
all you
stuff.
guys joining us, if that's a good time, let us know. I mean, we can always make adjustments. If there's somewhere better that we can move it to the time slot, we can look at that.
We fight against the NFL schedule during the football season, but it is what it is. Sunday's the best day for us to get together. So behind the curtain, if it's your first time here, my name is Anthony. I run the network. It's called the IWEP Network. I do 5 podcasts at this table, and we just change the banner, change the lights, and we do a different topic every week. So we do pro wrestling. I do an interview show where I talk to people from my local area around the world and hear their stories. I do a pop culture show on Tuesdays. The paranormal and pop culture switch every Tuesday, and then we do a pro wrestling show on Thursdays, and then our beer shows every Sunday. We're starting to do we're going to start doing some live streams where it's like a live virtual bar where everyone's welcome to join in and hang out. We might do those every other Saturday, or depending if we go out and experience some breweries. So we always have some new content coming on the way. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out.
Yeah, the best way, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, where you'll get the idea of what our schedule looks like.
Yeah. And we're on all
Twitter.
social media. Facebook, like I said, we have that community page. We share there too. But we're trying to grow this YouTube. So thank you guys so
Just
much for the
YouTube
support.
stalker, that's okay too.
Yeah, Julie, you're killing the game.
Thank you for joining us.
Andrew, what's your plugs?
Go support your local breweries. That's about it right now. Got some new music on the way, but that's about it.
Yeah, support these people in the chat is mine. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to have some people commenting. I've had like 6 wrestlers on. I love professional wrestling. I'm actually a professional wrestler commentator. I do a lot of commentary at some local shows. I've been on Fight TV, and I've been on IWTV, which is like an independent wrestling channel, which is a lot of fun. I help promote and produce some shows. I got to film some things. So yeah, pro wrestling is definitely my love. Play with all the wrestlers have been on the show. Oh man, I know lots of channels to share you out with. Thank you. If you scroll down to the
that'd be
bottom of our
awesome. Thank you,
channels,
Julie.
all of our other shows are there. It's Not Cool in High School, Truth Behind Illusion, Tornado Tag Podcast, and interviews with everyday people. So anything you guys can put out there, it's fantastic. Here's another link for a YouTube playlist to go find.
Sweet. We'll definitely.
Oh my God, he had on Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell.
Brutus
the Barter Briefcake, Raven, and the Genius.
The Genius.
You should hear Andy Hedder's impersonation of the Genius. So we did an episode on Tornado Tag of the Macho Man, and every now and then Hedder would just break out into a Genius impression, and it sounded just like him. It was so fucking funny.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Rip Judy Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell. But that's gonna do it for Banging Beers podcast.
Thank you guys for hanging
Thanks
out.
for
This has
hanging
been
out.
awesome. This is like the liveliest chat we've had yet.
This
so
is unbelievable.
really
Thank you
appreciate
all
us hanging
so
out.
so much. Get the word out there. Help us grow. We're always down for collaboration. So send us a message on Instagram, Facebook, anything.
And tell us things you want to see. Like I said, we're going to be doing the Shitty Beer Shootout coming out soon, and I'm going to TM that one, I think.
Yeah.
But keep it out. Like, what do you want to see on the channel? What beer do we want to look at? Beers? Do we want to look at shitty beers? Whatever. Tell us what you want to see. We can add that into the repertoire.
Yeah, iwepnetwork.com. We have merchandise. I'm wearing the new T-shirt now, which is the Bangin' Beers podcast. Lord Anthony. There's a version of every single one of our faces on there. We have the Beer Hub logo. You can use your imagination. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. We have the Patreon. We're doing our Patreon giveaway, which is the can koozie. It's a 1-of-1 can koozie. Anyone who subscribes to the Patreon from now till February is in the running. If you're on Patreon,
that does not matter the level, to whatever.
Any level. If you subscribe for $10 or more, you're in the running every month for a free T-shirt. We're just trying anything to grow this and grow this network. So thank you all so much for the love. You guys are the true rock stars. Leprechaun TV, Last Beer, Squared Table Degenerates podcast. There was another one in there, a beer review one. There's so many I can't go through the chat right now. But thank you all so much. We love you.
Yeah, we'll tag you up and when we put a post up.
And yeah, we'll see you guys very, very soon. We'll
Thank
see you
you guys
next
for hanging
Sunday.
out.
See you
Bangin'
next
Beers
time.
podcast. We're out of here.